For thousands of years, the most powerful empires on Earth repeated that same fatal miscalculation. They advanced onto the Iranian plateau with absolute confidence, convinced they could erase this civilization forever. The Macedonian phalanxes of Alexander the Great marched in. Ruthless Roman legions followed. Arab armies surged forward under the banner of a new faith. Then came the devastating Mongol forces of Genghis Khan, leaving behind only destruction and silence. Any other society, after enduring such relentless blows, would have vanished, absorbed into history like the Babylonians, the Hittites, or the Assyrians. But Iran defied that fate in a way that still feels almost impossible to explain. Again and again, even after losing battles, capitals, and independence, the Iranians did something no other civilization managed. They absorbed their conquerors. Within a few generations, invaders began speaking Persian, building in Persian styles, governing with Persian systems, and even dressing like the people they had conquered. Time after time, the East consumed both the West and the nomadic forces that tried to dominate it. How did Iran, from ancient times to the present, force every great power to contend with it? How did it preserve its identity? And why did a civilization with a history spanning 5 millennia eventually abandon the name Persia, insisting the world call it Iran? This is the story of a nation that shaped how we understand time, transformed politics into a cosmic struggle between light and darkness, and mastered the art of losing battles while winning eternity. To truly grasp this civilization, we must travel far back in time. Western narratives often highlight Mesopotamia, Sumer and Babylon, or ancient Egypt as the birthplace of civilization, frequently overlooking Iran. That omission is a profound distortion of history. Life evolved here in its own rhythm. Tens of thousands of years ago, Neanderthals roamed these lands, later replaced by early modern humans. But the real transformation came much later. Archaeological discoveries reveal ancient urban-like settlements on Iranian soil, such as the Giroft culture and early ziggurat structures dating back 6,000 to 7,000 years. Pottery from the 4th millennium BCE confirms that one of the world's earliest civilizations emerged here, standing alongside Mesopotamia and China as an equal. The first major political power in this region was Elam, located in what is now southwestern Iran, with its capital at Susa. By the 26th century BCE, Elam was powerful enough to influence the Sumerians themselves. Then, in the 23rd century BCE, something extraordinary occurred. The Akkadian ruler Naram-Sin went to war with Elam. But instead of ending in simple conquest, the conflict produced something revolutionary: a written agreement. This treaty preserved Elam's independence while aligning its foreign policy with Akkad. It stands as the earliest known international treaty in human history. The Iranian world was present at the very birth of diplomacy. The people we now call Iranians arrived later, between the 20th and 15th centuries BCE. These were nomadic Indo-European tribes descending from Central Asia and the Caucasus. Their language was closely related to Latin, Greek, and many modern European tongues. They called themselves Aryans, meaning noble, and named their land Aryanum, the land of the Aryans, which eventually became Iran. Blending with the older Elamite culture, they formed powerful groups, most notably the Medes and the Persians. In this harsh environment of mountains and deserts, the Iranians developed their most powerful weapon: not chariots or bows, but ideology. Long before Christianity or Islam, a transformative belief system emerged here: Zoroastrianism. Founded by Zoroaster, it reshaped human understanding of existence. According to this worldview, life was not random or cyclical. Instead, the universe was a battlefield between Ahura Mazda, the force of truth, light and order, and Angra Mainyu, the embodiment of darkness and chaos. Crucially, this belief gave geography to evil. The vast nomadic lands beyond Iran were seen as its source. To be Iranian meant to stand as a warrior for light. Culture, poetry, and governance all revolved around supporting good against evil. This belief system created extraordinary unity. Even more importantly, Zoroastrianism introduced a radical idea: time is linear. It has a beginning and an end. There would be a final judgment, a decisive clash between good and evil, and a purification of the world. This concept would spread far beyond Iran. When Persian rulers conquered Babylon, they freed the Jewish population held there. During their time under Persian rule, Jewish thinkers absorbed these ideas: linear time, the end of days, and final judgment. These concepts later flowed into Christianity and Islam. Philosophers such as Friedrich Nietzsche would later recognize Iran's role in shaping humanity's understanding of time itself. The first major Iranian state was Media. Founded around 670 BCE, though short-lived, it destroyed the mighty Assyrian Empire. Soon after, a new figure emerged: Cyrus the Great. In 550 BCE, he united the Medes and Persians, creating what would become the Achaemenid Empire. The first true superpower, Cyrus ruled differently from earlier conquerors. He respected local cultures, preserved temples, and avoided mass enslavement. His successor, Darius I, expanded the empire from Egypt to the Indus Valley. Nearly half the world's population lived under Persian rule. He introduced administrative divisions, standardized taxation, minted gold coins, and built roads that enabled the fastest communication network of the time, yet even great empires face limits. Cyrus died in a brutal campaign in Central Asia, reportedly defeated by Queen Tomiris. In 330 BCE, Alexander the Great defeated Persia and burned Persepolis. It seemed the civilization had ended. Greek rule followed, but this is where Iran's unique survival mechanism reappeared. Instead of disappearing, Persian culture began transforming its conquerors. Alexander himself adopted Persian customs. In the 7th century, Arab forces conquered Iran, bringing Islam and a new language. Zoroastrianism declined, yet once again, Iran resisted erasure. Then came the Mongols. Genghis Khan devastated the land. Cities were destroyed, systems collapsed, but even they could not erase Iran. Within generations, Mongol rulers adopted Islam and Persian culture. The same pattern repeated with later conquerors like Timur. Eventually, in 1501, Shah Ismail I unified Iran and established the Safavid Empire, making Shia Islam the state religion and giving Iran a distinct identity separate from its neighbors. By the 19th century, under the Qajar dynasty, Iran faced decline, losing territories to Russia and becoming entangled in global power struggles. In the 20th century, Reza Shah Pahlavi initiated modernization. In 1935, he made a symbolic yet powerful decision. The country would no longer be called Persia internationally. It would be known as Iran, its original name. This was more than a name change. It was a declaration of identity and independence. In 1979, the Iranian Revolution transformed the country into an Islamic republic, reshaping its relationship with the world. Today, a paradox remains. The name Iran often evokes images of conflict and tension. Meanwhile, Persia lives on in imagination, associated with beauty, poetry, and legend. Two names, one nation, and an ongoing struggle over identity. Across 5,000 years, Iran has mastered survival. It did not simply endure conquest, it transformed it. It stood at the dawn of civilization and shaped the very concept of time. And now, its greatest battle continues, not on the battlefield, but in how it is understood by the world.